World Series now runs through Baltimore as the Orioles clinch the AL East title. Coming up next, what's next for the team and a closer look at the big announcement that's sure to keep the O's in Baltimore for at least the next 30 years. And it is all eyes on Capitol Hill this morning, where the clock is ticking for lawmakers to reach an agreement to avoid a government shutdown. Why some leaders think it is already too late to avoid default. And Baltimore City Police facing new questions about the manhunt for accused killer Jason Billingsley. The crime he's accused of committing that happened before the death of the tech star. Just ahead. You're watching Fox 45 News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us here for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Taylor Stewart. We're starting off with two big stories for you right now. In Howard County, a sheriff deputy was shot and killed last night in Baltimore City. The sheriff's office says Deputy Ryan Demby was off duty and at a bar in Baltimore City when a fight broke out between a group of bargoers. According to the sheriff's office, shots were fired and Deputy Demby was hit by one of those bullets. He's set to celebrate his 24th birthday next month. Now, Baltimore City Police say they are handling this investigation. Also breaking this morning, California Senator Dianne Feinstein has died. The 90-year-old Democrat was the oldest sitting senator and the longest-serving female senator in U.S. history. Now, as for what comes next for her Senate seat, California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's also a Democrat, has the power to appoint a successor to serve out the rest of her term. That would keep Democrats majority control in the chamber. Now, right now, the Senate is split 50-50 with Vice President Kamala Harris serving as a tiebreaker. Stick with Fox 45 News for the latest on her death and what this means for Congress. We're going to have a full report on Fox 45 News at 4 p.m. Meantime, you can find those updates on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Now, of course, this is not the only big story we're watching in D.C. right now. Lawmakers have less than 48 hours to reach a federal funding agreement and avert a government shutdown. The deadline to reach a budget deal is Saturday at midnight. All right, topping your local news, the celebration continues for Birdland with the Orioles clinching the AL East title for the first time in. Now, Thursday's win against the Boston Red Sox put the O's over the edge. The O's took that win with the final score 2-0, and the win is not the only thing to celebrate. We're learning more about that big announcement that the team will stay in Baltimore for at least the next 30 years. Now, you'll recall the lease at Camden Yards was set to expire at the end of this year, but we're now learning the team won't be going anywhere anytime soon. The governor at last night's game and spoke just about an hour ago, detailing the deal to keep the team in Baltimore. You can find more on that lease agreement on our website, foxbaltimore.com. And of course, you know where to watch that playoff, the American League playoff action, all happening right here on Fox 45. That includes the O's. The ALDCS and ALCS starts October 10th, and then the World Series begins October 27th. You can catch every minute of it right here on Fox 45. All right, continuing coverage now of the arrest of suspected killer Jason Billingsley. There's growing questions about what exactly the public was told during the search. We're now learning that prior to the killing of 26-year-old Pavel Lepere, police say Billingsley attacked and tried to kill two other people. But that information was not initially shared with the public. Olivia Dance gives us a closer look at the lingering questions police are now having to answer.
Well, this morning, many questions remain about the investigation and the handling of the search for Jason Billingsley. During a press conference yesterday, right here at Baltimore Police Headquarters, Acting Police Commissioner Richard Worley saying he's confident the department handled both cases properly. Newly obtained charging documents reveal more about the moments before the murder of 26-year-old Pavel Lepere and her contact with accused killer 32-year-old Jason Billingsley. Investigators now saying her murder happened last Friday at her apartment building near Mount Vernon. Her body discovered on the roof on Monday. Lepere's homicide was caused by strangulation and blunt force trauma. Court documents revealing surveillance video shows Lepere entering her apartment around 10:30 last Friday night. Later, she got off the couch in the lobby, walked to the front door where she's seen speaking to a man who police say waved for her to come to the door. Both of them are seen getting on the elevator together. Then footage shows him about 30 minutes later leaving the stairwell into the lobby, scrambling for an exit. Police say they don't know if there's any previous connections between LaPere and Billingsley. Billingsley has also been identified as a suspect who raped a woman and attempted to kill her and another man inside a home on Edmondson Avenue on September 19th. In that incident, court documents reveal Billingsley identified himself as maintenance, kicked in the door, pointed a gun at her, duct taped them, then raped, slashed, and set them both on fire. Despite a warrant issued for Billingsley's arrest, the public was never notified of this disturbing crime. Police saying there was no indication Billingsley was committing random acts, and investigators were tracking him. But during the initial press conference after LaPere's death, police didn't reveal Billingsley was the suspect in both cases.
Because there was 2 victims from Edmondson Avenue that were still out. One was in the hospital, one was at their location. We had to get them protection if we were going to put that information out.
You said Billingsley was being tracked, yet he was still able to commit another violent, heinous act. How is that so? And at what point do you weigh the community safety? This was a violent rapist who was roaming the streets of Baltimore, and the public had no idea. Could this knowledge have prevented Pava's death?
I'm not going to speculate whether it could have prevented her death, but what I know we did is as soon as we realized that there was a public safety, we had the press conference.
Again, Acting Commissioner Worley says he's confident police handled the situation properly. He says if mistakes were made, then he would say that, just like he did with the Brooklyn Homes mass shooting. For now, reporting outside police headquarters, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
That brings us to our question of the day. Do Maryland's current crime laws make you feel more safe or less safe? So far, 96% of people who have voted say yes, say less safe. You can make your voice heard right now at foxbaltimore.com/vote. All right, here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, a boil water advisory is in effect for some parts of Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Howard County. The Department of Public Works says a parasite was detected in the water at Druid Lake Reservoir. Now you can see the affected areas on that map there. Officials say the parasite is not a threat to the general population, but advise older populations, children, and those with immune-compromised systems to boil their water and drink bottled water. Trending number 2 here, the head of Baltimore's Homeless Service Agency has resigned. Irene Augustin was appointed by Mayor Scott in 2021. Her tenure has been tumultuous, though. Now, just this year, the city lost nearly $11 million in federal money because of clerical errors in the office. Trending number 3, the Legacy Chase returns to Shaolin Downs this weekend. The flagship equestrian event is a staple for Maryland equestrian culture, and it's not just horse racing. There's going to be tailgating, picnicking, and plenty for the whole family. Trending number 4 here, the Baltimore Orioles are going to host a public memorial for Brooks Robinson next week. The Orioles say the memorial will recognize the impact he made on the city, the organization, and the entire sport of baseball. That is happening at Camden Yards Monday at 10 a.m. Stay up to date on all things trending by downloading that Fox 45 News app. All you have to do is search WBFF in your app store. Still ahead, it's National Coffee Day, but the freebies you can score, that's another win. Meantime, the auto worker strike hits week 2. We'll take a look at the latest negotiations. And will lawmakers be able to avoid a potential shutdown? How long they have to reach a deal? Just coming up.
Well, mostly cloudy skies for your Friday. A few off and on showers left over, kind of the misty variety. They will be drier and warmer as we head into this upcoming weekend, especially the second half of the weekend. But highs still in the below average category. Some lower 70s on the way for your Friday. We're back to the 60s overnight and actually in the mid 70s on Saturday, even though we keep those clouds in place. Back with your full forecast. We'll do that in just a few minutes from right now.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
All right, we're back and we're taking a look at your social stream. Today marks 2 weeks since the U.S. auto workers went on strike, and with no agreement in sight, workers say they are still working to get more from their deals. AUW is set to expand the strike, and if that happens, it would be because a deal is not reached today. Right now, the AUW has about 146,000 members, all of which demanding better wages, better working conditions from the three big automakers, GM, Ford, and Stellantis. Now, folks are weighing in now saying, I stand with the UAW. They deserve fair compensation and benefits and contracts. Another person saying, please, let's just make a deal already. Well, meantime, time is ticking for lawmakers to reach a deal to avoid a government shutdown. The deadline to reach a budget deal is Saturday at midnight. And right now, it's looking like a government shutdown seems almost imminent. Both parties say the other is getting in the way of reaching a deal. Folks are weighing in. Jacob's saying this: if the government has a shutdown, I shouldn't have to pay my taxes. All politicians should be immediately fired for not being able to do their jobs. Oh, that's a rough one. And if the government shuts down, who am I paying my student loans to? That's a personal favorite. All right, well, football prices are spiking for the upcoming Jets game against Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Well, you see her face there. That's because of a possible sighting from Taylor Swift. She's rumored to be attending the game to cheer on Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. And now StubHub says its ticket sales have doubled since her appearance at the last Chiefs game on Sunday. Well, one person saying it's not a sport event anymore. It's a Taylor Swift event now. She really is in the industry. Oh my gosh, I feel bad for sports fans. Football fans are gonna hate Swifties. I don't want to see that disagreement there, but still ahead. There is a huge surge in the number of prescription prices written for diabetes drugs. Why they're being used off-label for weight loss. And we've got a warning for parents. Your drink habits could be influencing your kids' habits. We'll share the results of a new study just ahead. And before we come back from the break at noon, we've got Karamo at 1 o'clock, Sherry, followed by the Hot Bench at 2 p.m. I sound... All right, we're back with a live look over the Inner Harbor as we've got a wet start to your weekend. Coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Justin Chambers to see if we'll need an umbrella all weekend or if we can ditch it. Happening today, a judge is set to announce whether a Michigan teen shooter will get life in prison or a chance at parole. Ethan Crumbley pleaded guilty last year to murder, terrorism, and other charges. He's accused of killing 4 students in 2021 at a Michigan high school. First-degree murder is an automatic life sentence for adults in the state, but Crumbley was 15 years old at the time. Looking ahead now, on Monday, the civil fraud trial against former President Donald Trump and the Trump Organization is set to start. Trump, his company, and 2 of his sons, as well as other defendants, are accused of exaggerating the values of real estate assets, among other claims. New York State's Attorney General wants about $250 million in damages and a ban on the defendants doing business in the state. The Department of Labor is investigating Tyson Foods and Purdue Farms over possible child labor law violations. The investigation comes after a New York Times reporter earlier this month mentioned an underage migrant who was on the job and hurt. A health alert for you right now. How much alcohol parents drink could influence how much their kids drink. Researchers say adolescents whose parents drank regularly or binge drank were 4 times more likely to do the same themselves. Now moving on to prescriptions for weight loss, Ozempic and Wegovy, those prescriptions have surged 300% in the last 3 years. Now, during the last 3 months of 2022 alone, health providers wrote more than 9 million prescriptions for weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. Originally used for diabetic patients, Ozempic accounted for more than 65% of those scripts, and it was mostly prescribed off-label for its ability to help patients lose weight. The Powerball jackpot has soared to $925 million after nobody had all winning numbers last night. Last night's prize would have been the 4th largest jackpot prize in the game's history, and it's only getting bigger, though. The next drawing is scheduled for Saturday. Well, tonight, Fox 45 News at 4. Our coverage continues of the accused killer of Pava Lapira in court today. We're going to tell you what we're learning about that case. And then at 5 o'clock, a list of problems just keeps getting longer. We're pressing state leaders on how they're planning to address repeat violent offenders and more crime issues throughout the state. And stick around for 6 o'clock. It's a Howard County Sheriff's deputy who was killed in Baltimore is now the latest investigation in Baltimore City. We'll tell you about it just ahead. You can always get your Fox 45 News in a flash throw through your Amazon, Alexa, or Echo. We deliver your local headlines in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. All right, now to today's talking point. If you are flying out of BWI anytime soon, you may want to check out the bathrooms. The airport was just named the winner of 2023 America's Best Restroom Contest. Now, earlier this year, BWI unveiled its first set of renovated bathrooms as part of a $55 million project. Now, the new bathroom features state-of-the-art walls with sensors that will alert custodial staff when supplies need to be refilled. In addition to being named America's Best Restroom, the airport's restrooms will also be honored with a place in America's Best Restroom Hall of Fame. Okay, Mark Clark, being our lifestyle host right now, I didn't even know there was a Restroom Hall of Fame.
Let me tell you something. BWI is doing it. You know, big things. And, you know, when you get to be my age, bathrooms are so important. I spend 69% of my time in bathrooms. And so, yes, I will give it, 10 out of 10. Innovative, clean, futuristic.
Oh, well, I've got to double back in that bathroom, I guess. Because
am I frightening you that I know so much about the bathroom?
I mean, now I'm just curious as to know what those bathrooms look like. I got to check out BWI's bathrooms.
Yeah, if only they could create a device. I mean, we're talking about the airport and food and people on planes. If there was a device that could just make it smell like pine, like made outdoors or something, because, as beautiful as it is,
look nice.
Oh, it's still a bathroom now. Don't get it twisted.
Well, at least they look nice. At least they look nice.
Very nice.
All right. Well, as we continue to follow your weekend, it's going to be a little bit drier than we've seen in the past. Better than the flooding we've seen in parts of New York. Take a look at meteorologist Justin Chambers. Look at this wonderful weather.
Well, more of these great fall colors. Look at this shot right here. This is actually a video from my buddy in Colorado driving through, seeing some of those aspens getting nice and bright and yellow. I mean, it's the end of September, so officially we're in autumn. We haven't seen those leaves change just quite yet. There are a little bit of the leaves trying to change out in Garrett County, but obviously for us, we're still seeing a lot of green out there. Upper 60s and lower 70s. The rain off and on today. It's not going to be a lot of rain, but some of that moisture will help with your lawns and your gardens and those trees. 71 your high today. That number's still in the below average category. Sun will be up until 6:53. Won't see much of the sun today under those mostly cloudy and misty conditions. Now, temps today mainly in the mid to upper 60s across Carroll and Baltimore counties. Lower 70s for Baltimore City down through Dundalk for the afternoon. Numbers for you in Howard and Anne Arundel counties in the mid to upper 60s as well. Ellicott City down through Glen Burnie and Pasadena and Severna Park right about 68 for the afternoon. And temperatures down the ocean. If you're heading down for Ocean's Calling, right about 70 on Friday in Ocean City. Still a few showers to get through Friday afternoon, but Saturday looks a little bit drier. Definitely looks great on Sunday afternoon with highs in the lower 70s. If you are heading out to the O's game on your Friday evening, first pitch at 7:05, temps will be in the 60s. May need the rain jacket just in case you get some of that mist on you, and overall those temperatures getting cooler as the game wears on. So on our future scan, we're not tracking a lot of rain. We're just seeing a lot of that cloud cover. The heaviest rain is well to the north and to the east of us. Keeping the clouds around Saturday, so you still could see a few showers early Saturday morning, but by the afternoon, clearing out and continuing to see the clearing, especially Saturday night into Sunday. Look at that ridge of high pressure. That's going to settle in over the top of us, and that will dry us out and clear things out, bringing us plenty of sunshine, and warmer temperatures. In fact, lower 80s Sunday and Monday, all the way through the first part of next week. Numbers actually come down by next weekend for the first full weekend of October.
All right, still ahead, get ready to pony up more dough for Girl Scout cookies. Just how much troops are trying to raise prices to combat inflation. And Disney, the latest streaming site to say it will crack down on password sharing when those new rules take effect. And stick around for a big night for wrestling fans. At 8 o'clock, we've got WWE Friday Night SmackDown. And then it's Fox 45 News at 10, followed by the late edition at 11. All right, don't miss this. More than 2 decades after shipping its first DVD, Netflix is mailing out its final DVDs today. The million or so who still subscribe can keep the final disc they receive. Now, at its peak, it boasted 16 million DVD subscribers, but it's now all on streaming. And speaking of streaming, Disney Plus is restricting password sharing in select markets with new rules set to begin in November. Right now, folks in Canada are being targeted, so the changes are expected to be laid out in an email on Wednesday that warns users may not share their subscription outside of their household. Following a lawsuit, United Airlines says it will work to improve air travel for passengers who use wheelchairs. The airline says starting next year, a new online tool will help customers find flights on planes that can easily accommodate wheelchairs. United Airlines also agreed to refund fare differences if a passenger has to take a more expensive flight for those accommodations. Thursday, Delta Airlines announced changes as well. The airline said it would scale back changes to its loyalty program. The CEO says Delta probably went too far when company officials announced an overhaul that would make it more expensive for travelers to earn an elite status. Peloton and Lululemon, they're teaming up. The fitness company is announcing a 5-year partnership that starts next month. Lululemon will now make Peloton-branded fitness clothing, and the new clothing line will be sold online and at Peloton Studios starting October 11th. All right, it's time for your lunch break. Not even the Girl Scouts can escape inflation. A number of councils are raising prices. At least one New York State chapter tells members and parents all cookies will be sold for $6 in the upcoming season. That's up from $5 last year. That's all we have here for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyles up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what you guys are working on.
O's fan in good moods today? Yes! Our team is the AL East champion for the first time in 9 years. Coming up, we'll chat about that. And man, whew, I was there last night, a special night. Stick around for Be More Lifestyle.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here.
Hey!
Along with fitness influencer Dave Anderson.
Hey.
Good morning, family. How we doing,
What's
y'all?
up?
Wonderful. Let me tell you right now. Well, yes, the champagne is flowing. The Orioles clubhouse was popping last night. And let me tell you something. And I was there last night, and it was a
I
special
saw
time.
you were out here.
First time
You would
in
have
9
thought Mark
years.
was on the team.
Right, he was so
Bottles, man.
Yeah, look at
And so,
that.
You know, I don't
Amazing.
know. I think at the end of the day, you know, Baltimore's happy when we win. We're happy.
Of
you go to
course.
work, it's a different day. You know, you feel better about your check. Yes. You don't beat your kids.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
How we go from
beating your kids? Is this Joe Jackson's team?
And the governor was there announcing that the team will stay here for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And I saw, let me tell you something. First of all, our governor will beat your governor. Our governor was in the T-shirt all rocked up.
Listen.
And he rolled up, he's
solid.
like, yo, we're gonna make history tonight. You know, I'm like,
I love
okay,
it.
what are
I
you
love
talking
it.
about?
He is
And
built.
so
He do look like he can
made
fight.
The announcement
He
that
look
they're
like he
gonna
can
be here.
fight.
He does not skip leg day.
So business bully,
Yes, sir.
you know, Dave, you know, your other life is business bully. So what does this mean for a city like Baltimore? You're from Philly.
Yeah.
Similar. What does
Oh,
it
are
mean
you an
when
Eagles fan?
When a team
Of course
is
I am.
on the
Okay,
path
yes.
to winning.
It means
Money-wise.
millions of dollars in revenue, okay?
Okay.
Because you got merchandise, you've got food vendors, you've got opportunities, you've got a lot of branding issues. So it's a phenomenal opportunity. When a team wins, people make money. When
That's
a team
true.
loses, people lose money.
Wow.
So it's an amazing
So, Lady T,
situation.
what does this mean? I know that inbox was popping.
Listen.
You like, how you doing?
I was like,
Third baseman.
This is good. I feel like Baltimore needs this right now. This is, you know, the O's are winning, the Ravens are killing it. I love it. This is good. This is a good time to be a Baltimorean. You know
That's
what
right,
I mean?
and we want you to tell it. How far do you think the O's will go in the playoffs? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, when it comes to a deal breaker in a relationship, a new list is revealing the strangest things people want and don't want in a partner. One person says their date must like frogs. Another says the date can't have the same name as their sister or mom.
Okay, I
Another
understand
says
that.
they never date someone who uses the phrase work hard, play hard. Well, I think
Oh, don't
you're the
like-
only single
Yeah,
person.
you're single. This is all you.
Single and ready to mingle. Hey.
So is there something that, like, if I'm like, yeah, and I love frogs.
You know
does that
what?
turn you on or turn you
No,
off?
that is weird. No, you are very weird.
So no weird.
I was just like, I don't understand. I don't know. This
What's
one
the deal
guy,
breaker?
I don't know. I was talking to this Southern dude and he called me Buttercup, and I just was not turned on by that.
That really-
It really did something.
Yesterday, that
I was
was
like, he called me Buttercup. He was like, oh, nothing Buttercup, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean,
are you in the
that's Lady T's, like, he's a
1920s?
Southern gentleman.
Are we gonna scat soon? Like, why are we
Wow.
doing this? I
That's
was
interesting.
very unimpressed,
So
you guys.
a Southern accent actually turned you
I
on.
like Southern accents, but this one was kind of like I don't know, it was uncomfortable. I felt like I was talking to my dad. I was like, what is going on here?
Well, I mean-
maybe that's why I need,
Well, I've known Dave for a long time. If you ain't got yourself together, that probably turned you off, right? If things was kind of raggedy.
Is
you
it a
probably was
must-have
like,
frog situation?
Yeah, listen, I'm not a frog fan. Like, my daughter likes Princess and the Frog. That's as far as I go
That's
with
a
it.
good movie, though.
Ninja Turtles. Like, if you said turtles, I can dig it. But frogs, I draw a line.
You like
now
frogs?
that, yeah.
You
like,
feeling froggy jump? Like, no. I don't get it.
I don't like that.
Another good stuff. It's National Coffee Day. A lot of chains are celebrating by giving away free coffee. According to the National Coffee Association, coffee can trace its heritage back to the ancient coffee forests in Ethiopia where...
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Look, I was like,
Who knew? That was
They took us all the way
that was
back
a
to
bar.
the
I didn't know
beginning.
that.
Nah, this is new.
You know, do you like hot or cold coffee? Let's start with you, Business Bully.
I like both. I'm a big fan of coffee. I think coffee is great however you can get it. It's not like I need caffeine, but in the winter months, I tend to like it a little hot. I do. You know,
Okay.
it's pumpkin spice season, so, you know, we're going on. I call it sweet
Ew.
potato spice because I'm black.
Okay,
but,
sweet potato spice.
listen, I'm here for coffee.
Lady T, you're a coffee. You told me you're a coffee person.
Oh, yes. I don't know why you keep saying I don't drink coffee.
I didn't think
do.
you did. I was shocked.
Because you know what? I drink it on the way here. So I
Okay.
just drink it. You don't
Yeah, I
see it
never
come
seen
out
you
the
with a
car.
cup.
You don't see it come out the car.
You about that tea. You smell the tea, but don't drink the coffee.
Listen, stop it, okay? No, but I do like iced coffee. I love iced coffee the best. I just feel like it's something about that ice cold brew. That's my new thing now.
I
They
will
put me on
say,
to that ice cold brew is nice.
This happened just the other day. So you know how you want something, and the coffee piece was, it was too cold for cold coffee. That's what was weird. I needed a hot coffee.
Yeah.
You needed
You know what I mean? I was
yes.
like,
if
it got
you're-
cool the last couple of days. I
When
was
it
like, nah.
switched up, when it
Yeah.
switches like the seasonal weather and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you do tend to get the hotter one. But you need an extra shot of espresso or
See,
something
Dave,
in
this is
there.
the kind of
Turn it up.
This is the
a
kind
little
of
bit.
breaking journalism you get on this show.
Listen, only on Be More Lifestyle.
Dave shares his secret with us.
Yes.
And also, Lady T, we don't see you again, okay?
You don't.
All right,
Bye.
coming ahead. Still ahead, Karamo is back for an all-new season. We got a chance to sit down with him for a sneak peek coming up one-on-one with Karamo, a battle of the Blazers. But first, thinking about traveling.
And ankles out. And ankles
That's
out
right.
with the shoes.
No socks on. That's right. Don't get stuck on the road. We're going to tell you about that coming up, too. Stick around. We got a great show on the way on Be More Lifestyle.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Recent severe weather across the country has been causing widespread damage and disruption, both at home and on the road. Nick Calderon from American Steels and Deals is here with a versatile 10-in-1 tool that could be a lifesaver in an emergency.
The following segment is sponsored by Noki.
Not today, man. Dead car batteries. Every single time you're trying to get out of the house on time, be someplace, it happens. That click, click, click. Or you're on the side of the road on a gray, cold, dark day like today. It's never fun, but I have the answer for you. It's called the Jump Smart, and it can get you back on the road quickly. Watch this. Plug the 2 alligator clips in right here. Red clamp to red on the battery. Black to black. I get a beep and a green light, and now I can start my car back up. Just like that. I don't have to wait for roadside assistance or anybody else to come and help me out. I keep a Jump Smart in every family member's car. My daughters have one, my wife has one, and I know I have peace of mind, and so do they. It's also a 10-in-1 tool. It's got a compass, a thermometer, it's a flashlight and a strobe light, many other tools as well. And my favorite part, you can charge your cell phone with the 2 included USB ports on the back. If you lose power in a storm or something, just plug your phone in and you can stay connected with family and friends. Speaking of them, put one in every family member's car. 31% off right now at asadeals.com.
All right, y'all. He's bringing his enthusiasm and fresh voice to the new season of his talk show. Karamo joins us now to talk about the new season of his show. Karamo, welcome to our show today. Hey.
Lady T, what's up, girl?
I am so excited that you're here. You're fashionable. You're fabulous. You're amazing. What's going on?
You know, I'm just excited because we launched in season 2, and trust me, when I was doing season 1, I was in the moment, but I was also thinking about that future of like, how do we get to season 2? And the fact that the audience loved it, people tuned in, our ratings looks great. I'm like, and we're back. So I'm just excited for season 2.
Okay, well, look, Karamo, your job is not done yet because Baltimore needs your help, baby, okay?
I'm down. I'm
So
down.
I asked viewers to send me their questions so that you can help them. So let's take a look.
Speaking on behalf of some of us who spent the majority of our early 20s during COVID, my question for you is, what's your advice for someone who's looking to put themselves out there and get to know someone?
Oh, Karamo, she said the pandemic really did change the dating world. So now that the masks are off, how can she put herself out there?
The sad part is the dating world was trash before the pandemic and it's still trash.
He said throw the whole dating world away.
Throw it away. Drain the whole pool, all right? You're 24, you're a baby, I get it. And I say a baby not in the condescending way, but in a way of like, you have a whole life ahead of you. Right now, I want you just to focus on one thing, fun, fun, fun.
Yes.
Listen, the love will come, the serious relationship will come, but don't put pressure on yourself. Find somebody, have a cute meal, have a cute drink, have a cute nightcap.
Have some fun.
Have some fun. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, don't put pressure on yourself, move on.
That's right. I love that. So
Okay.
Naila in Baltimore wants to know, how long do you think you should wait before introducing your new friend to your family? That's your friend, you know, the special friend, Karamo.
Your friend, your special friend.
What do you tell her?
So it depends, you know what I mean? I think whatever works for you works for you. I think, but you gotta make sure you understand this. When you introduce somebody to your family, know that they're not gonna be able to move on as quickly as you do if you decide to break up.
Another viewer says, I've been dating my boyfriend for the past 7 to 8 years. We currently live together and have talked about marriage. How do I get him to propose? I'm not sure I wanna start over with somebody new. She gave herself a time limit is what happened.
Okay, but this is the thing. This is about fear-based decision-making and abundance-based decision-making. When you're in a fear-based decision-making, you stay in relationships that are unhealthy because you're afraid to move on. But at the end of the day, there is somebody out there for all of us who's gonna love us and respect us and give us what we desire. And so if you've been with somebody for 7 to 8 years who doesn't want to commit to you and you want commitment, then don't be fearful of what's out there. Know that there's an abundance of love out there that is going to come to you when you give up this situation that's unhealthy.
You better look, Karamo, you did that. Karamo, your advice is much appreciated. Thank you again. Also, you all can watch Karamo weekdays at noon here on Fox 45.
Still ahead, there's more in store at Ikea than just furniture. Coming up, a look at the menu at Ikea's in-house restaurant. delicious. But first, I'll talk to a regular contributor who always talks about business, but today he's talking about himself. Stick around. Be More Lifestyle.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Dave Anderson, a.k.a. The Business Bully, is a best-selling author and business coach, but today he's talking about how he's transformed his body. Dave, great seeing you, my friend. I'm so proud of you. So, Dave, what inspired you to be a business coach and share your knowledge? Just start there first.
You know, we both have backgrounds in media, and once I started realizing that companies were making millions of dollars off of ideas I came up with, I was like, it's time to get out here and do it for myself. And there's so many people who don't realize the path to their happiness comes from doing what makes them happy, not doing what makes them get a check. And so I absolutely love my work. I love helping people build their businesses and build their brands, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And so, Dave, I was there at the beginning when you made the decision, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Talk to us about your weight loss journey, because that's one thing about you. You said you're going to do it, and you did it.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Brother, I got to tell you, I saw so many people who were healthier than me dying. And I had a conversation with my wife, and she said, there's not a whole lot of 561-pound elderly people, and you promised me forever. Wow. You know, and I got an answer for everything, and I was like, you know what, can't argue that. So I started making some choices, and then I talked to you, and you and I both had the same type of surgery, and oh yeah, there I am, 561 pounds, really big. Like I had to push the Breakfast Club out there on picture. Didn't have breakfast.
But
I had
you
two
were clean,
of them.
Though. You had
I was clean.
You had the advertising going on.
Yeah, no, that was a 6X shirt right there. That's a big shirt. But yeah, man, I made those choices. I saw a therapist. I started taking into account what I ate, and I move a lot, like a lot of exercise. 15,000 steps a day, you know, 2 gallons of water.
15,000?
Every day.
You're killing me, man. Wow.
Listen, I'm so afraid of going back.
So 312 pounds later.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
And let me tell you something. Dave had the thing, and he's like, you tripled me, you surpassed me, and I was like, oh my goodness. But anyway, how does it feel? Tell us about how it feels, because some people are watching and they're thinking about making a move.
I was scared when I got the surgery. I was scared about recovery. I was scared about what my body was going to do. But I have to tell you, I feel like I have superpowers to be what people consider normal or healthy. It's an amazing thing. There's not enough money in the world to buy this feeling. to be able to bend over and tie your shoes or run up the steps and not need the jaws of life or oxygen. I can't express to you how important it is to take a hold of your health, because nobody's getting out of life alive. And I was cheating myself for 45 years.
Come on, man. So you're going to be co-hosting an event. Tell us about that.
It's the Just Be You Bariatric Awards, and I'm super excited about it. We're having it at the historic Howard Theater. I'm also nominated for 2 awards, I think Best Weight Loss Journey and Best Overall Lifestyle, so I'm excited about that. And just thrilled, man. It's a lot of people in the bariatric community who don't get to celebrate themselves, and just wherever they are, we have these things called non-scale victories. You know, things that don't have to do with the actual number on the scale. Just me having a shirt that's being tucked and me wearing a pair of pants that has a pattern on it. Yeah, no, man.
Come on now, let's go.
It's brand. Look, these pants is killing.
Yeah, wait, them shoes is killing. How can people contact you?
Listen, you can get at me right now on social media at The Business Bully, or also at thebusinessbully.com/without paid ads.
I'm so proud of you, man. I can't wait to see what else happens, right?
Thank you.
Time now for best weather in America. Justin standing by. What's going on?
Well, we haven't seen the rain here, but we've been talking about that rain up in New York. This is actually in Brooklyn earlier this morning, where we saw some of the minor flooding in some of those streets in that part of the country. And that's where that rain has been kind of hanging out. While we've just been seeing the misty conditions and the mostly cloudy skies, that's going to continue as we head into your Friday afternoon. We do have the potential of a few off and on showers, but definitely drier and warmer for the weekend, especially the second half of the weekend and into early next week. Some numbers are actually going up. So upper 60s and lower 70s here in your hour-by-hour forecast, keeping those clouds around as well. Notice the average high of 75, so still below that number. And a lot of us only in the mid to upper 60s with the cloud cover today for Westminster and Bel Air over to Cockeysville. Mid to upper 60s for the Eastern Shore, 68 in Annapolis for your high this afternoon. If you're heading down the ocean this weekend, Big Oceans Calling Festival, 70 on Friday. Could still see a few showers left over Friday into the afternoon and evening, but Saturday looks drier even with the clouds, and then lower 70s on Sunday with plenty of sunshine. If you are heading out to the O's game tonight, 7:05 for that first pitch, temps in the mid 60s here. We'll see those temps continue to go down to the low and mid 60s through the course of the game, so make sure to bring the O's pullover and maybe a rain gear just in case you get a little mist on you. Here's a look at our future scan. We're not tracking a lot of rain here over the next couple of days. That system moving off to the north and to the east of us. So still cloudy for most of Saturday, but Sunday looks great. Nice ridge of high pressure is going to slide in. That's going to dry us out nicely for Sunday and Monday into next week, bringing us those temperatures well above average. So low to mid 70s for Friday and Saturday, right about 80 on Sunday. That's the first day of October. And notice those numbers stay in the lower 80s for the first part of next week. We actually will start to get cooler by next weekend as the O's open up the ALDS at Camden Yards on Saturday.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Ikea Baltimore.
We're here with Lori at Ikea Baltimore to discuss an underrated aspect of the store.
I know, right? When you think of IKEA, the first thing you think of is our unique designs and great functional home furnishings. But there's actually something else in this store
Yes.
that makes it even more worthwhile to come to IKEA. It's our Swedish restaurant.
Delicious.
It is.
So tell us about the food that's served at the Ikea restaurant.
So we have a huge selection of food. We have our traditional Swedish meatballs. We also have alternatives. We have plant balls and we have veggie balls. We have our salmon, which is a favorite among visitors. And we have our children's options too. Our children's options are great for those picky little eaters, but also satisfy mom and dad who want them to have a more healthy, sustainable meal.
And they're all delicious.
Absolutely.
They are really all delicious.
Yes, and affordable.
Yes, so what can people expect to pay?
So customers can look at our entrees starting at $7.49. And they can go on up to $10.99. Our children's meals start at $3.49.
I love it. Now, is there a breakfast option?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, breakfast is back at Baltimore. We have a small breakfast plate with bacon, eggs, and potatoes, and that is $2.49. But you can always add the Swedish pancakes if you'd like.
So how can we become family members?
I love that. So when you're here at the store, it's free to become a family member. You can sign up in store at one of our kiosks, or you can sign up online at ikea.com. We have QR codes throughout the store that you can scan, and you can sign up right on your mobile device. And there's a lot of benefits to being an IKEA family member, especially when you visit the restaurant. You get free tea and coffee every time you visit. You just have to show your card. There's also some great meal specials too. Our families in particular love Wednesdays. Wednesdays, when a parent comes in and buys an adult entree, they actually get 2 free children's entrees just by showing their family card. And Mark, there's more that you can do at IKEA. When you're dining in the restaurant, let's say you want to take a taste of Sweden home.
Yes.
You can visit our Swedish food market downstairs where we have meatballs and all of our other specialties that we sell right here in the restaurant, from desserts to cookies, preserves, and tea. It's a real taste of Sweden.
I tell you what, Lori, all great information. Thanks so much for this, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you. I hope to see you at IKEA Baltimore's Swedish restaurant.
Swedish meatballs and lingonberry for me, please. Still ahead, the O's are our AL East champs coming up. How far you think the team will go?